to the fictional mouth of Benjamin Franklin to explain mathematically perfected economy in a realistic historic context, which nonetheless never existed. And when she found that out, what did she do? She just quit praising it as the most brilliant banking model in our nation's history, and went on to claiming that the Bank of Nebraska or whatever it is the model we should ought to follow. Would follow, but without likewise even claiming that. Yeah, but likewise not even citing a single principle by which we should do so. This whole idea of spending money into circulation comes from that same parable. My own work introduced it in that story as a purposed embedded fault, which I would teach the deficiencies of afterward, generally in oral presentation to audiences, and after the audience would hear this phenomenal explanation how to fund government without taxation, without it costing us anything. I would let them ruminate on this for a while, and I would say, what's wrong with this story? And then I would explain the faults of spending money into circulation, and that's what Ellen Hodgson Brown, Bill Stills have pursued. And Stephen Zarlinga, he just plagiarized my work. He wrote me asking me to promote it, and then I asked him, well, who does he think he is, resurrecting a lost science of money which never even existed before? And if he had any disparities or differences with mathematically perfected economy, if he could disprove an iota of it, where was his disproof? How was he claiming 40 years later to author a solution? And he just never wrote me back. And his purported solution was to reduce interest rates above what they are now, as if that was going to solve anything. So he didn't even understand what he was copying.
Got it. Well, I think we need to do that. I will make every attempt to, in a very, very positive way, reach out to Bill and get you both on the call, Mike. That's all I can promise. Well,
if he wants to run for president, pretending he's going to solve our problems, he better come up with some answers one way or the other. If he doesn't want to have a debate, which I've had an open invitation challenge to all these people for a debate from way back, So I'm in. You can call me at 4 this morning, and I'll get up and do the debate. I'm ready. But if they don't want to debate, if they're afraid to come to the table.
And by the way, we're not just isolating Bill Still. I mean, Ron Paul, the Austrians,
Ron Paul won't even debate me.
Yeah.
Ron Paul's not going to solve anything. He's an advocate of banking. He's Austrian economists are advocates of interest. If you wanted to do, evaluate Austrian economics, which Ron Paul boasts he is. What you need to do is since Ron Paul won't debate these things with me, and in fact, since Ron Paul is utterly evasive in explaining how a return to the gold standard is even going to transpire, how are you going to reduce the circulation to $266 per capita? And how is that going to save us? But if you wanted to evaluate that, you should, listen to my interview of prominent Austrian economist Robert Murphy, in which we went over all the same issues that I would go over with Ron Paul. And is
that online? Can I listen to that online, Mike?
Yeah, you can. Unfortunately, tnsradio.com is being moved right down now. It's been down for, I don't know what it is, about 3 weeks, which is where all my archives were hosted. I was to hear from Vincent Byrne of TNS Radio today, but I didn't, on whether how far off it looked that, they'd become available again. So they will be in a new spot. and I don't know exactly how that's going to be accessible. I'm assuming it's going to be through tnsradio.com where they were stored before. But Vincent's assured me as late as yesterday that they're the most important thing at TNS Radio. So they're working feverishly to get them online. What happened is they got listened to so much that it got too expensive for Vin to host them anymore.
Got it. Hey, Mike, we're coming right up to the edge of the hour, and I might as well err on the side of giving Steve a couple of extra minutes.
That would be good. Yeah.
Well, thanks again for having me again.
Anybody, a last comment for Mike Montagne? We're going to close off the call here right before 11 o'clock. Just unmute yourself real quick. Last comment or question for Mike. And I can rescue myself from being in the car in this cold weather.
Yeah, okay. I don't think we should take any questions, Fred. I think we've gone as far as we can go here.
All recordings have been completed.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Hey, thanks, Mike.
You're welcome. Thanks again,
everyone.
Thanks again for having me on. Happy Thanksgiving.
I look forward to having you back again. Yeah,
I'll look forward to it as well.
Good night, Mike.
Thanks, Fred.
Okay.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Good night, everybody.
Bye.
Thanks. You still there, Fred?